live just a minute ago, but my internet was acting up, so I'm back. I was live earlier. I did an update in the Trinity case kidnapping. So if you haven't seen that, please go and watch my latest live. I just finished watching the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie Lifetime movie. And I wanted to share my thoughts on it. I don't believe that Lifetime should have done a movie about her this soon, but that's Lifetime. That's what they do. It was quite disturbing to watch. I feel that it was not accurate. They totally left out the part about the YouTubers that found Gabby's van in some of their video footage from the Grand Tetons. Totally left that out. But yet put in some, I guess, what was supposed to be a YouTuber talking on their channel or whatever, saying that, oh, they just can't believe Brian Laundrie would be a killer and he just don't have the face of a killer. But I had never once heard any YouTuber say that. Everyone thought Brian was guilty. But I want to tell you a little bit about how Lifetime works. And I learned this several years ago from a couple of other Lifetime documentary type movies that they did. They did one on Anna Nicole Smith, and they did one on Brittany Murphy. Lifetime, while I love Lifetime movies, and I was watching Lifetime before Lifetime was even Lifetime. I watched the ABC after school specials, which were basically the same thing. But here's the thing. Lifetime does not speak with anyone. Excuse me. Lifetime does not speak with anyone in the families that they are doing their movies about. They don't. They go strictly by what was put out in the media. And, with the Anna Nicole story, Larry Burkhead was pissed. He was totally pissed about some of the things that they put in about Anna. They never once contacted him. They never once contacted the other, any of her family, any of her friends. They never contacted Howard K. Stern. No one. Same thing with Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy's dad was livid about her Lifetime movie. They never once spoke with him or anything. So that's what Lifetime does. They go strictly by what was put out in the media. And in this Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie story, they didn't even do that. I mean, they did, but, like I said, they totally left out the part about the YouTubers that, and my mind's blank right now. I can't even remember what the name of that channel is, but I'm sure you all who have followed Gabby's case remember what the channel name is. that found her in found video of her van in their footage. But in the movie, it shows this black woman police officer doing all the searching and all that, and she's of course hearing all the internet conspiracy theories, YouTubers conspiracy theories. My gosh, they put the one in there about Brian being Brian was hiding out in the shed or something, but that's not exactly what the conspiracy theory was. The conspiracy theory was that Brian was there was some kind of underground bunker in this flower bed in the back of in the backyard. But they changed it to that he was hiding out in the some kind of shed or something they have in the backyard. So they changed that. You can tell that they just strictly threw this together by what was put out in the media. They did not do too much of trying to build a story, or you have your beginning, you have your middle, your climax, and your ending to the movie. And all this was just like going down a PowerPoint almost of the timeline. And we don't know what happened in the Grand Tetons. We will never know what happened in the Grand Tetons. I don't believe for a second what Brian wrote in that notebook and stuff that he says happened. I don't believe none of that no more than I believe that I'm going on a trip to the moon tomorrow. But they did show that. And we know that it was partially, even though we don't know what happened between them in the Grand Tetons, we do know that only her body was found. He didn't go off and just take his backpack and leave a tent and all that kind of stuff there. Only her body was found. They did put the part in there about the people picking him up hitchhiking and whatnot. They kept showing him burying something, and Gabby was not buried. I don't know if he buried any kind of evidence. That's something we may never know. Nothing has ever been found. I don't know that her phone was ever even found. They also skipped the part about him going home to Florida for a week, flying home to Florida. A week before this happened. And we still don't really know what happened. We still don't know the whole story about him flying home to Florida. All we know is that he went home to clean out a storage shed or a storage locker or something that was his and Gabby's to save money or something stupid. Well, who spends hundreds of dollars on a plane ticket to fly home to clean out a storage locker that is probably costing less than that plane ticket a month? And then flying back out again. I mean, I know that round trip ticket had to have cost a fortune, and they were due home in October. So why Chris Laundrie, allegedly needed his son to come home right then and, and clean out this storage locker of his and Gabby's or whatever, it has never ever made sense. But they left that out. Of course, they had, the police video and all that from Utah. They had the scene in front of the Moonflower, and all that. And, then it shows Brian pulling into the driveway at his home in Florida, thinking about what he's going to say to his mother. And Gabby's, of course, not with him. And then, it goes into this big media frenzy and the protesters and stuff outside of the Laundrie home. And I want you to know there was not a bullhorn in sight. That was no, Bullhorn Betty was nowhere to be found in that mob of people. There was a guy that kept yelling, where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? And everything. And, the only person I remember saying things like that was Jonathan Lee Riches. So, I guess Jonathan kind of got depicted a little bit in this, but, no bullhorn, no Molly Golightly screaming like a wild banshee, and no Bullhorn Betty on a bullhorn. Now, how could you leave that out? I mean, they were there every single day. How could they have left that out? That's Lifetime for you, though. Personally, I think all the people at Lifetime that work there, they just all sit around and smoke weed and think, okay, what can we do a movie about next? I don't think they're really the brightest crayons in the box, to be honest with you. But, anyway. And then, it shows the police telling the protesters and media and stuff that Brian's not there. It shows him going to the Mackahatchee Creek, driving his car, and walking out into the woods. And he sits there for a little while, and he opens his backpack, and he starts making an apology to Gabby and all this. And then it depicts him taking his life. It doesn't show it, but you hear the shot. It shows Roberta driving the car back home. And then it shows, of course, them finally finding his remains, and it shows them asking Gabby's dad, Joseph Petito, how he felt about it and everything. But the way it ended was quite disturbing. It shows them having an argument. And it shows Gabby telling Brian that they are just not right for each other. This isn't working out. And Gabby telling Brian that, you just need to take the van back to Florida and I'll get I think she said a bus ticket. or a flight back to New York, and going home to New York. And Brian's all upset and everything, and Gabby's telling him that this isn't your fault. This isn't your fault. We're just bad for each other. We're just not right for each other. And then it shows, Brian upset and them hugging, and then her screaming for her life. And, like I said, we will never, ever, ever know. Only God, Brian, and Gabby know what really happened out there that night. And I just don't, I think it was tacky of them to speculate as to what happened. Oh, and it did show the fight in the restaurant where Brian showed his ass and was rude to the wait staff and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So, if you haven't seen it yet, of course, I mean, if you followed this case, then you're going to want to watch it just out of natural curiosity. But I didn't like it. I didn't think it was accurate, even from just through the media, releases. And it was very disturbing to watch. The only thing that I feel that anyone can truly take away from it is that young girls will watch it and they will recognize the signs of a toxic relationship, of a abusive relationship, of a boyfriend or fiance or even husband that is possessive and controlling and jealous, and that they can recognize those signs in their own relationship and get out. All this, I'm sorry, I'm going to do better, I'll never do it again, I really want us to be together, I love you, it's all bullshit. Take it from someone who knows. Get out. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. Just wanted to come on a minute and talk about it. And but like I said, you go watch it for yourself, and you decide for yourself. You get your own perspective from it and what you think about it. Anyway, everyone have a great night, and always remember to be the change that you wish to see in this world. As Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. Peace out, everyone. Good night.